Hello, YouTubers. Welcome back to Yorkshire Media. I am Mark, your host, your presenter, whatever you want me to be. And yes, I am cheaper and better than the BBC. I'm even cheaper than government. Come on, you get me for free. And what are we talking about today? Well, I thought I'd have a bit of fun today, and I've got my friend, Scruffy Boris. Oh, hello, everybody. Hello, Scruffy Boris here. Oh, yes, I'll be making loads. Yeah, we'll get to that. I don't know. So, Scruffy Boris, seeing as that now you're not the Prime Minister, yours, so what are you going to be doing with your future? Well, I'm gonna give it all up. I'm not gonna be an MP, and I'm gonna go on dinner circuit. After dinner speaker, and I've been told I can make up to £500,000. Hey, a week if I do that. So that's what I'll be doing. I think me and Gary Johnson will be doing after dinner speaking. Oh, yes, make loads of money, loads of money. You know what I mean? Yes. Alright. So, you got no plan then to come back into politics? Oh, no. No, I'm not going to rebuild my political career. Nothing. I'm telling you now, I am not doing that. Alright. So, what next is for Boris? Well, this is just a toy. What is next for Boris? Well, no one really knows. No one wants him to be caretaker or prime minister of the country. But at the end of the day, Theresa May did it. Others have done it, so why not him? And things like that. So, what is the future for the Conservatives? Well, the future is they're going to get a new leader, but it's going to take until autumn. That's too long, in my opinion, to get a new leader. The Conservatives are taking too long. You know, to they think it's going to take until October. Well, the country is in disarray, and we are in disarray. But according to the government, everything's been sorted. The job's been done, so they're not going to do anything about cost of living at this moment in time. That's what I think is going on, basically. So the future for the government is not a lot, really. Not until they get a new leader and prime minister and things like that. And in my mind, general election is not going to come anytime soon. It's going to come in 2024. That will give the new leader a chance to gain traction basically, and hopefully become popular and things like that. And yeah, man, it's an hard one. And and the future of Labour Party is there's a question mark over Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner, as we all know. Are they going to get prosecuted or aren't they? We don't know. You know, it's down to Durham Police, is that? So what's going to happen there? We don't know. So the future is looking bleak. Now, someone did ask me other day. Well, they asked me yesterday, who would I recommend to vote for? Well, I don't give out recommendations on vote. What I am going to tell you is, I am not voting. I will not vote Conservative. I do not trust the Conservatives. I will not vote Labour. I don't trust the Labour Party. And I won't, and I will not vote Liberal Democrats because I don't trust them neither. At the end of the day, they're a nowhere party. Is the Liberal Democrats. So who would I vote for so I can continue to complain? It's simple. I will be voting for the Reform Party. Richard Tice, who is the leader of the Reform Party. That's what I'd be doing. Yes, it's a new party. Yes, it's not going to get into power, but like I say, I'm not wasting my vote. If you don't vote, you can't complain. That's the thing about it. So that's what I'll be doing. I will be voting so I can complain. It's as simple as. And I can continue doing videos like this. That is what I'm doing. Now, we've talked a lot about Boris Johnson, but at the end of the day, I think what's happened to him is completely disgusting. Yes, it was a witch hunt, completely. What gets me is, it's not his policies, what they're bothered about. It is the man himself. You know what I mean? It's his attitude and things like this. This is what did him. It went after disaster to disaster to disaster. When you think about it, so according to people and experts, what I've listened to, his policies stack up basically. Well, that's what they said. But what's going to happen? Is the net zero going to disappear? Well, I'm hoping so. I'm hoping this green net zero does disappear, because it's costing people, taxpayers, a lot of money. What could they do? Well, if they wanted to cut taxes, they could. They could cut the fuel duty. Not to pay zero fuel duty for 6 months. They could do that. They could also introduce a flat rate of tax where everyone pays the same rate. That could be anything from a tenner up to 20 quid. They could do that. They could cut VAT down from what it is, right down. They could get rid of VAT if they wanted. We can make our own laws, because we are not in Europe. Is Brexit at risk? I say so. There is a lot of people who would want to go back into Europe and things like that. Can't be done, not without a referendum. They would need to have another referendum. Which I fear, if Labour gets in, that's what will happen. I know you're hearing Labour saying, Keir Starmer said, "Oh well, we won't go back into Europe. We just have side deals." That means we're going back into Europe. Do not trust Keir Starmer. He is a born liar. It's like Boris Johnson. He's a born liar. Do not trust the Conservatives. Do not trust Keir Starmer's Labour Party. And do not trust Liberal Democrats as well, or the Green Party, because they're all lying to you. When they say there's a climate emergency, no, there isn't. There is no climate emergency at all. You know what I mean? And I've been told this from professors. There isn't, it is just another way of scaring people, so they'll do what they want you to do. No more. It's as simple as that. And the other fear is we could go back into lockdown with a new leader. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping not. I really am. But if they do, and they're gonna destroy the country. It's that simple, really. What we need to do is learn to live with COVID and things like that. We just need to learn to live with it like we do everything else. But you get some people who don't want to do that. They, I want a lockdown country and things like that. If we'd have been under Labour, we'd have been still in lockdown. Boris brought us out of lockdown. He had no choice. Even though he did try taking away our freedom and things like that permanently. Well, that's what Keir Starmer's Labour Party would do. They would honestly put you back into lockdown and keep you there. And you won't have the freedom of what we've got now. So be careful who you vote for, because you may just get a nasty shock at the end of it. You know what I mean? So me personally, when it comes to next general election, I will not be voting Conservative or Labour or Liberal Democrat. I will be voting for the Reform Party. It's as simple as that. And that's Richard Tice's party. What Nigel Farage used to have, if you know what I mean. If they can get a couple of people into House of Commons, that'll be okay. That would be good, you know what I mean? But they need to be serious about politics, does the Reform Party? They really do. And I'm hoping Richard Tice is serious about politics and things like that. You know what I mean? So that's where it is at the moment. They haven't got a replacement yet. It's going to take until autumn. October they're talking. It's too long to be without a leader of the Conservative. That is too long. You know what I mean? There should be some hurry up about this, but they're not. They're just taking the time. They're in government. Things need to be done. There's work to be done, and they don't seem to be interested in doing it at the end of the day. So people will remember how the Conservatives treat people. Hopefully it results in a no vote. Was it the right thing for Boris to resign? Well, Boris had no choice. All his ministers he got up to 59 ministers who resigned. He couldn't fundamentally continue the government without them, so he had no choice. In my mind, they just wanted rid of him. They've been wanting rid of Boris since Brexit. I'll tell you that now. And then when we went into first lockdown, second lockdown, third lockdown, they've been wanting rid of him then. They tried to get rid of him under Partygate and things like that. This is the last straw what broke the camel's back, basically. But yeah, They've been wanting to get rid of Boris since Brexit. And if you look at every Conservative Party Prime Minister who's lost the leadership, it's all been all over Northern Ireland or Europe. It's no different for Boris. At the end of the day, they didn't want they didn't want more of his kind of politics anymore. They just had enough, which is fine. You know what I mean? It's up to them. But you got to think, you can't trust anyone in the Conservative Party. You can't trust any of them front benchers at all who stabbed him in the back. Rishi Sunak, I don't think he'll become leader because he stabbed him in the back. People won't want him. Sajid Javid, the same, and things like that. You know what I mean? So, who do I think's gonna be leader? Well, I'm hoping for Penny Morton. I'm hoping for Penny Morton. I'm hoping that she'll get in and hopefully do something. Ben Wallace is a Remainer, unfortunately, and things like that, and I don't think he'd do anything spectacular. You know what I mean? So I'm rooting for Penny Morton. So let's hope that she gets in and through. You never know, she could. She really could. The two favourites, if you like, is Ben Wallace and Rishi Sunak. I don't think he'll make it to final two. You just don't know at the end of the day. So that's the future, really, and the future is looking very bleak for the Conservatives, and it's looking bleak for the Labour Party as well, because Keir Starmer hasn't pounced on this. He hasn't took advantage like he should have, and he hasn't shot up in the points neither. He's, Mr. No Personality is doing nothing. The Labour Party of old would have bounced on this, would have sat on this, and really, really ridden the wave, and got the distance between the Conservatives and themselves. Nothing like that has been done. Yeah, I mean, Mr. Non-Personality himself, which he hasn't got a personality, he's not going to cut through in a general election. He says he's going to win it. I don't think so. I don't think Labour could. But you never know. You never say never in politics. 2 days is a long time in politics. An hour is a long time in politics, in my mind. But you never say never. Liberal Democrats will come nowhere as usual. Green Party are just typical Green Party. They will lie to their people and say, well, we've got a climate crisis, which we haven't. There is no climate crisis. I've been hammered for that. Well, there's definitely a climate crisis because it's getting hotter. Well, it's getting hotter because it's summer. When it gets colder, well, it's getting colder because it'd be winter. Winter months are colder and things like that. Yeah, but it's really cold. Well, that's how it should be. It should be really cold at the end of the day. Go back 2,000 years. This planet was hotter than what it is now, and there were no power stations back in them days. Come on. You know what I mean? It's just a natural progression of what's happening with our climate. It's not on a climate emergency, but I've been hammered for it. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, I do. I do know what I'm talking about because I've listened to people. I listen to people who knows this and things like that. And so trying to get net zero carbon is impossible. It's a pipe dream. It really is. It needs dropping. It completely needs to go away from it because it's a woke agenda. It really is, at the end of the day. And when you think about what's going on in the world, people are bullying other people. I've noticed this a lot since after lockdown. There's a lot more bullying going on, and there's a lot more online bullying going on as well. So that has to be sorted out as well. The government has to sort this things out, and well, at the moment they're not doing that. They're just sat there twiddling the thumb. Oh, I'm waiting for summer recess. Forget the recess. You got an emergency on your hands. You got no Prime Minister. We're completely rudderless at this moment in time. So, funny. Sorry about that. Funny things have happened since lockdown. People have got namby-pamby. People are like complaining, oh, well, he's hurt me feet. Well, tough, get on with life. That's what life is all about. You don't complain. Oh, well, he's looking at me wrong. Yeah, it's bullshit. You know, we don't need woke laws, and this is where woke and culture come from. Basically, we don't need that. We need to get away from that, and this is what the new government's got to do. They've got to steer us away from all this, you know, wokeness, racist, and things like that. And we need to get rid of BLM and things like that. You know, Black Lives Matter. We need to get rid of all that because it's not our fight. It's not our problem. We shouldn't have BLM problem in this country. At the end of the day, you know, they're on about slavery. They don't know what they're on about. They haven't done the history. You know what I mean? The country what got rid of slavery was us, Britain. We got rid. It were British who got rid of it, and it's as simple as that. Because they knew it were wrong. And in fact, if you want to know, it was the Royal Navy as well what helped to get rid of it as well. It was us who got rid of slavery in the first place. So they need to do their history. They really do. But we don't need any of that. We don't need BLM or all like that. We don't need these insulate Britain idiots going up motorway and trying and stopping motorway as well. That has to be stopped as well. Laws have to be brought in for that. You know, not to disrupt. Yes, have peaceful demonstrations, but only peaceful. Not like what we're getting at the moment. Fuel protests go slow. Yeah, that's all right. But the police will just use the new powers and get rid of it that way. But the cost of living is the most important, and that's what people keep coming up to me and say, well, what will happen with cost of living? Well, at the moment, nothing, because the government, as far as they're concerned, it's been sorted. At the moment, nothing will happen. Nothing major will happen until they get a new leader. That could be October this year. Really? You know what I mean? We're in chaos. This is it. We're in chaos. You know, they were too quick to get rid of Boris. You know, while Boris were in power, he was doing something. But now, it's all up in air. Everything's gone namby-pamby, isn't it? When you think about it. And that, you know what I mean? Too many people are complaining. Oh, well, he's, you know what I mean? Too many people are complaining. You have people in government who are gropers, you know, and things like that. All that needs to be sorted out. How many more people who are gropers in the government are going to come to the surface? We don't know. We really don't know. Who's got dodgy dealings? We don't know. It's like Nick Hancock. It's like Hancock, you know. What's happening with him? We don't know. You know what I mean? And things like that. So we'll see what happens in the future. And that's all we can do. Like I say, my point of view is on the video before this. You know what my point of view isn't always. Like I say, Boris has been witch hunted. Which, they've been after him since Brexit. It's as simple as that. And that's it, really. At the end of it, the future is grim for all political parties in my mind. Even, you know, especially for Conservative and Labour and Liberal Democrats. And the Green, you know, our politics is going through a dark moment in today's climate and world and things like that. But no, we can't trust the Conservatives, we can't trust Labour, we can't trust Lib Dems. We can definitely not trust Green Party at all. And let's hope this push for electric slows down, because we've got no infrastructure to do it. I hope they don't rush it like what Boris was trying to do. We can't go all electric, it's impossible. We need to do biofuel and biodiesel. That will give us a lot more chance. Forget the net zero policy. That's never going to happen. It can't happen. It's impossible. It's a pipe dream at the end of the day. That's what they need to do. We need to have a flat rate tax. If you get a flat rate tax where, say, everyone pays the same tax, that will be better because it'll be lower. And they cut fuel duty, and they can cut the fuel duty off completely. They could do it for 6 months, if not longer. VAT, they could get rid of VAT. Value added tax, they could get rid of that. Yeah, it's a tax what shouldn't be there. They can get rid of the green taxes as well. They're just stealth taxes. What people don't really know what they're paying and why they're paying it. So they can get rid of all that. The cost of gas and electric can come down because they can get rid of all the duty on that. And like one Conservative bloke said over the day on telly, the fuel you know, petrol, fuel and things like that, it's a racket. And it is a big racket. There's a lot of fraud going on, in my opinion. And fuel companies and refineries need investigating. It won't happen, but that's what should happen because it's a racket. And it is a racket. A racket. It really is. So, if you like that video, please press the like button. Give me a thumbs up. Please like the video. Please subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell icon. That will let you know when I'm putting up another video. Also, when you do subscribe, please watch your video. Comment on that video. And your subscription will stick. Share the video to your friends and your family. And to other social media like Instagram, Twitter and Facebook and Bing. And also use the comment section. Let's have a conversation and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye for now. Bye.